the divine feminine and divine masculine energies in balance are a warrior energy, an unstoppable energy. The divine feminine being the essence of spirit, of the spiritual realms, of creation. The divine masculine being the essence of protection, the essence of assimilation, the essence of navigation, the essence of direction. I want to be the warrior that I am. I want to act as the warrior that I am. At this time, I am integrating shifts within myself on a mental, spiritual, physical, emotional level, energetic level. So I feel feeble. But I guess that's just a perspective. Enduring these shifts, going through these shifts on a mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, energetic level all at once is a noble thing. It is a fierce thing. I always, for a long time, I pretended like I was okay. I didn't cry. I held my tears back. I pushed through my emotions. I ignored my emotions, acting out of my egoic masculine energy. And I can't do that anymore. That's not an option anymore, because I know the egoic masculine energy is misalignment. I know that is illness. I know that is choosing to be out of alignment with my truest self, with acting out of egoic masculine energy. So I'm going to rest. I'm going to rest. Holy conundrum quelled. Holy conundrum quelled. Holy conundrum quelled. So I'm naked. I now have it embedded in my being. The only way through is inward. The only way through the storm is going inward. The only way through the storm is going inward. So in the last amalgamation, last installment of Kingdom Things, the last episode of Kingdom Things, New World of God Dream, I went through the process of activating more of my God source energy, more of my God consciousness, all-knowing, all-seeing consciousness, more of my source energy. In that process was understanding how the masculine and energies are imbalanced, and how my ego masculine energy stifled my divine feminine energy. How my egoic masculine energy stifled my divine feminine energy. My divine feminine energy didn't feel safe. My divine feminine energy didn't feel protected. So I had that realization. Once you acknowledge something, once you acknowledge how something has been imbalanced within, you bring those energies into balance, right? So I'm going within, open up my heart chakra, laying on my floor, like living in this fifth dimensional magical space. I open my heart open wide and just let the unconditional love light flow out of my heart. And I'm just laying here with my light, my chest wide open, my light permeating the space. And our karmic patterns, right? The snakes in the grass, our egoic ways, our karmic patterns that we have to step inward to see. Which has been dually recorded, on this podcast, all throughout Kingdom Things podcast, my healing journey, my healing process, I experienced a feeling of being deprived of masculine energy, right? I experienced the feeling of being abandoned by masculine energy. That was one of the karmic things that I had to acknowledge in order to transcend. My biological father was not present in my life. He came to me in spirit form, even though he's still alive. That's how this fifth dimensional stuff works. Even though he's still alive, he came to me in spirit form and said, I wasn't running from you, I was running from myself. The masculine energy that I called my daddy, that was my daddy. He passed away a few years ago. We communicate often. And he came to me like the day of his funeral. I asked him a question, he answered. It was beautiful. I asked him a question, he answered. It was beautiful. It was still really hard on me, and he would come to me all the time and drop signs that, he's still here, but I was in a fog. So like I knew, but I knew he dropped like synchronicities to let me know that he was still here. But what I did is, instead of going inward to realize and understand that I am all things, that I embody divine masculine energy as well as divine feminine energy. I embody divine feminine energy as well as divine masculine energy. I went out into the world, and let me first say, like, we're super needy people. Let me say the human being energetically, like, we're needy people. And we have to maintain ourselves. We have to fulfill our own needs. We are needy people, and we have to balance and fulfill our own needs. That's just how it has to go. We have to speak to ourselves like we're our best friends. We have to love on ourselves like we're our lovers. We have to be our own, homie, lover, best friend, right? We have to do that. We have to do that. Otherwise, we're depleting other people in this world, trying to fulfill the things that we should be fulfilling in and of ourselves, that we have the capability, we have the full power, fully equipped to fulfill in and of ourselves. So I'm laying here, and a karmic pattern was brought to the light. A karmic pattern of mine was brought to the light. So we externalize a lot of things. A lot of our energies we project onto other people, other situations in the world. We externalize everything. If we're feeling a way, we externalize it, like, this person is making me feel a way, when it's really energies inside of us that we have to confront and deal with. So what I did, I thought I was missing that masculine energy. I thought I was deprived of masculine energy. So I went into the world, and these spirits that I confronted and that I recognized on a soul level, I recognized these spirits in my heart, right? And we were contracted. Our souls are contracted to teach each other, to help grow each other, right? 3 situations, 3 separate situations, 3 separate souls. These 3 separate masculine energies, I attached to them. I latched onto them. Whenever I was feeling down, whenever I was running from myself, I would hit them up, right? And in my mind, what I would do is I would develop this fantasy of, marrying them. Let me not say that. I didn't develop a fantasy for marrying all 3 of them. So I developed the fantasy of having their baby girl, and them being an amazing father. So I externalized me, the little girl inside of me. I externalized her and wanted to have the baby girl with the masculine energy, and have this masculine, and fantasize this masculine energy being a great father to this baby girl. So I'm lying on the floor, and I'm loving on myself. Like I said in the last podcast installment, New World, a God Dream, I have anchored in my divine masculine energy as well as my divine feminine energy. So I'm loving on myself, allowing my divine masculine divine masculine energy, comfort me. And all of this started coming through. It all started coming through like a tornado. Like, it was like geometric. Three times I did this. 3 times I did this. And third time's a charm. I'm trying to get it right on the third time. That's why I'm healing myself. That's part of why I'm healing myself, is to fulfill, the dream that I want to write in this lifetime. So I'm trying to get it right the third time. So I'm healing myself, going within. But that little girl inside of me, I thought I was deprived of masculine energy, but all is within. So I'm loving on this myself, and realizing where I projected and wanted to create out of lack. And I associated masculine energy with finances. That's another thing that I did. I associated, like I said on the last podcast installment, the egoic masculine energy is the driving force in like our financial system in the world. The egoic masculine energy is a driving force in our financial system in the world. So I associate finances with egoic masculine energy. But God told me you don't have to worry about that, because, we're alchemizing that, we're fixing that, it's all good. But I associated finances with masculine energy. And as I felt like I was deprived of masculine energy, I was cutting myself off from allowing financial abundance to flow into my life. As I felt as though I was deprived of masculine energy, I was cutting myself off from financial abundance from flowing into my life. I learned the lesson. I learned the karmic lesson. Oh my gosh. That one was a doozy. In this boarding school called Planet Earth. Relation is creation. So I've said it before. Whenever you interact with something, your intentions that go into that interaction create a third energy. So the correlation between you and other things, or the people, other places, whatever the case may be, the space, your intentions that go into that interaction creates a third energy. So that third energy has to be dealt with, or else you're going to carry it around forever, whatever that energy may be. In this case, it was a lack energy that stifled a masculine, a balanced masculine counterpart, as well as financial abundance, as well as like masculine energy with myself. So it's a whole thing. So how we relate to things and our intentions that go into our relations with things, people, places, spaces, creates energy. And we embody that energy unless we go in to look at it and learn our lesson from that embodiment. I had this notion in my mind that in order to acquire, deserve the love that I am, to be mirrored external to myself by a partner, I had to achieve some type of status in this world. I had to reach some type of status in this world in order to be worthy of love. Since I also created an energy where out of lack. I created an energy out of lack that combined the masculine counterpart with abundance. I created this energy out of lack that combined the masculine counterpart with abundance. In order to achieve the masculine counterpart and abundance, I had to achieve this status in life, achieve some type of this status in life. And I learned to use egoic energy. I associate egoic masculine energy with financial abundance. So I drove myself all throughout life with this egoic masculine energy, which was me sacrificing my truth, because I am divinity. I'm divinity, so if I'm acting and being out of this egoic masculine energy, I'm suppressing my truth. I'm drowning, I'm dying inside. I'm drowning, I'm dying inside. Come to find out that me being in my divine energy is me being the wholeness of all that is me being financial abundance, is me embodying my divine counterpart. And as I embody my wholeness, I attract all of these things to me. Cutting myself off, cutting my divinity off, cutting my truth off with this energy that I created, this energy of lack, this geometric engagement, energetic engagement I created, breaking through this geometric energetic engagement I created. I'm coming out with a stronger bond to the sanctity of self. I'm coming out with a stronger appreciation of the sanctity of self. Self is where all lies. Self is where everything dwells. Self is where infinite creation is spawned. Self is where infinite creation is. I have done much internal work on myself, and I have this underlying energetic doubt. I had this underlying energetic doubt on if my internal work would bear fruit in my physical reality. And then self reminded me the reason why humanity defaults to egoic ways of being is because it was easier in the past. It was easier in the sense that, yes, you lose yourself, but you have that external validation. Even if it's temporary, that you have that external validation. And what do? We seek validation. We seek to be validated externally. So if it looks like we're fulfilled and we're happy, then that perception that you're fulfilled and happy gives you a certain sense of temporary validation. And then it's on to the next achievement. It's on to the next achievement to restoke that sense of validation. And then it's on to the next thing that you buy to restoke that sense of validation. So, yes, the internal journey is one that requires great strength and patience, but is a journey that will bear fruit and crops that will last generations, versus a temporary validation that the egoic energy provides in this world. The divine feminine and divine masculine energies had to experience the illusion of separation in order to strengthen their appreciation of the sanctity of the balanced dynamic of the divine masculine and divine feminine energy, which is the energy of God. The energy of unconditional love, the energy of God. We have always been divinity. But we've had these mind blocks, mind barriers, energetic mind barriers that diluted the perceptions and intentions of self. We have always been divinity. Again, we had to experience that illusion of separation from our divinity. We had to experience that illusion of separation from ourselves to honor to honor who we are, to honor our truth, to honor our divinity, to honor our sanctity, and to protect it, to protect our divinity, to protect self, to protect our authenticity. The divine human's way of being. The divine human's way of being. We spent all day in our heads anyways. But instead of spending our internal time worrying, being anxious, overthinking, our new internal environment is a quantum computer. Our new internal environment provides solutions. Our new internal environment provides comfort. Our new internal environment is our source, as we are source having a human experience. It is important to allow yourself the space to grieve between each energetic death and rebirth process. It is important to allow yourself the space to grieve. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to allow myself the space to grieve, grieving myself in my 3D-ness. My soul self is telling me, girl, you're going to have plenty of time in the 3D, because on the soul level, I want to, and on like a human level, humanism level, I want to assist with anchoring in the 5th dimension into the 3rd dimension. So I want to assist the groundwork in the 3rd dimension to help raise the vibrations of the 3rd dimension. So I'm gonna have plenty of time in the 3rd dimension, but I'm going to be operating as a fifth dimension human being, a higher dimensional human being in the 3rd dimension, which got to be confident in myself, my ability to push this light. Even though being in divinity is an expansive experience when compared to being in the 3rd dimensional reality, some aspects of myself are pissed off. Some aspects of myself are pissed off that it was all an illusion, and I took it seriously. I took it very seriously. And it was all an illusion. So aspects of myself are pissed the fuck off. So I'm gonna go let myself be upset a little bit and just like kind of diffuse. Allow yourself to feel all of your emotions, all the aspects of your emotions. Don't hold back. I do not like confrontation. I don't like confrontation. Parts of me don't like confrontation because confrontation fueled the energies of low self-esteem that I have within my being. Confrontation spawned the energies of low self-esteem that I have in my being. When I was a child, my authenticity was stifled, met with violence, aggression, to conform to how it's done, how my ancestral line did things, my ancestral programming said to do things. My authenticity was stifled with aggressive, violent, rage, aggressive, violent rage. And I know we, in the human experience, are always the perpetrator and the perpetrated. So I've stifled others' authenticity with rage and violence. My low self-esteem in this lifetime can be contributed to my authenticity being met, stifled with rage and aggression. And as a child, after being met with the rage and aggression, that rage and aggression was quelled by egoic masculine energy. So it was an energy of, it wasn't an authentic. It wasn't an authentic energy. It was an energy of, I'm doing for you, I'm taking care of you, I'm meeting your basic needs. So there you go, there. I'm meeting your basic needs there. That's the sorry. Meeting your basic needs is I'm sorry. Providing your basic needs is I'm sorry. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I have to allow myself to be upset and let these energies flow through me. Because I feel like I was robbed of a more exuberant experience before my awakening. But I know that everything, my soul chose this. My soul chose this, and my soul says it's having a great time. My soul says it's having a great time. My soul chose this. So, healing self is so important to assist with the balancing of our society, so our children don't inherit these wounds that were passed down to us, also created by us. I also have this rage inside of me. And I want to be able to meet confrontation, to meet disagreements, to meet friction without fear, without rage, out of defense. But I want to be able to do that. There is an underlying critical energy of believing self is too good for the karmic ancestral patterns. It's an underlying critical energy. Yes, I am too good for dysfunction. Yes, I'm too good for dysfunction. Allow yourself to transcend the dysfunction. Don't feel guilty about transcending dysfunction. When you don't see the value in yourself, others don't see the value in you either. When you take yourself for granted, others will mirror that back to you and take you for granted. Self-love is the best love because it brings you into harmony, balance, brings you into your divinity. We spend our lives trying to be seen. We spend our lives trying to be understood. We spend our lives trying to be witnessed. But the reason why we're not seen, witnessed, or understood is because we don't take the time to see, understand, and witness ourselves. Our thought patterns create energetic, geometric baggage. Our thought patterns create energetic geometric baggage in which we are defined by as our perceptions, our precepts in the world goes through the filter of these energetic geometric patterns that we create with our thought patterns. And how I'm seeing it is sacred geometry is creation. Sacred geometry exemplifies creation, as creation is relation, and geometry is the relation between different points, different aspects, different dimensions. Sacred geometry is analogous for creation, not only analogous, but in with being able to see how creation, how energy creates, how our thoughts, patterns, how energy relates to each other to create, we would see this sacred geometry. If we were able to see how energy with our physical eyes, if we were able to see how energy relates how the aspects of energy relate in order to create, we would see sacred geometry everywhere in and everywhere around us. Coming into a divine alignment with self, to where you are able to perceive the limiting, energetic creations that determine your mental precepts, that filter your mental precepts and create your life. Being in divine alignment to the point where you're able to see your limitations that you have created and choosing to create anew, choosing to build and create new energetic patterns, mental patterns. Who are you? Why are you? I am divinity. I am infinite creation. Having a human experience in order to elevate and expand my divinity, my infinite self, as well as to assist in the elevation of the human race and Mother Gaia. This journey of the human experience, much like every journey of our infinite souls, is a journey of creation. So as we grow and expand, we are creating. As we grow and expand, we are creating towards the infinite whole of creation. At the same time, we are expanding our infinite selves, our infinite potentials, as we expand the infinite whole of creation through our own experiences, our own soul's journey. It is August 27, 2022. What is time? What is time? Today is going to be a day of expanding into my sacred mind. Today is going to be a day of expanding into my sacred mind. Last night I was briefed that this would be the case. The way I was briefed is I got a mental vision of like a tornado and like the roof coming off of the tornado. And I was like, self, I'm not comprehending. I'm not sure what this means. And then T.I. song played in my mind. I like my beat down low and my top laid back. I was like, my mind, like my ego has been fighting. Like my ego was fighting to hold on because the energy of my sacred mind is expanding and depleting my ego mind. Replacing my ego mind. My sacred mind is replacing my ego mind. And so yeah, today will be a day of expanding my sacred mind. And I just have to be a void. Be a void, be a void, be a void. For thousands of years, humanity has been entrapped, encaged in these karmic cycles. Our spirits or our energetic essences, our divine essences are assisting our humanism, are assisting us from breaking out of the karmic patterns, karmic entrapments of our humanism. Our egos or the karmic patterns that have shaped our personalities are going to put up a fight. They're going to fight. The darkness is going to fight, but the time has come for the light to be revealed, the light that was hiding in the darkness to be revealed, the light that was being veiled by the darkness to be revealed. The time has come for humanity to be liberated. The time has come for humanity to be liberated. The time has come for humanity to be liberated. Time was created to keep humans in a race mentality, racing against time, in order to keep humans in motion and detached from their emotions and unconscious as to why they do the things they do. unconscious to the fact, unconscious to the notion, unconscious to self, unconscious to the perpetual patterns, unconscious to the lessons that these patterns came to teach, continuously cycling the same track of karmic energies and never growing and evolving, as existence is meant for growth and evolution. As we move slow and take heed to our senses and how we are feeling, what our body is telling us, what our spirit is telling us, we become aware to what we came to learn. We become aware that we are evolutionary beings. We become aware of the patterns and cycles of our existence. We become aware of our expansion, and time no longer is relevant. Time no longer is relevant as we energetically evolve past the clock. We energetically evolve into realms of evolution that supersede the notion of time. The concept of time was created in order for humanity to manifest death rather than regeneration, as we are spending our lives trying to beat the clock, spending our lives with the notion that we have finite time. Our bodies were created to last extensively throughout our earth experience. Our bodies decay due to the illusion of time versus regeneration, as we were created to self-rejuvenate, self-regenerate. We live our lives filled with a string of egoic impulses. These egoic impulses are the cause of the depression, anxiety, and other energetic misalignments. It is because our spirits are calling for us to heed to our truth. These egoic impulses distract us from our truth, from our spirit essence, from our divine essence, from our energetic essences. Just like everything else in nature, as we are nature, we have just been misaligned with our nature essence, our natural essence. We humans have seasons of growth, seasons of harvest. We have seasons of death, seasons of birth. Over and over again, we cycle in and out, we cycle through these seasons throughout our earth experience, just like nature cycles in and out of its own seasons. We cycle in and out of seasons as well. With allowing ourselves to cycle in and out of these seasons, we are naturally supported for regeneration and regrowth. The ego, or our darkness, our perpetuated misalignment with our spirit essence, with our divinity, is rageful, it's resentful, it's upset, it's angry after thousands of years of control. It is being relinquished of its control by the energetic windfall of change, by the energetic windfall of evolution, an evolution and change that is an evolution and change that is an evolution and change that cannot be stopped. This evolution and change is happening. This evolution and change is happening. This evolution and change is happening. It's whether we allow ourselves to flow through the change. We surrender by letting go of all attachments to everything external, attachments to who you thought you were, attachments to your body, attachments to any outcomes. Having trust in yourself, your spirit essence, is having trust in the universe, having trust in this process, having trust in the unconditional love of God that you are. With allowing my vibrations to rise, taking heed to my intuition, following my intuition, allowing my vibrations to rise by being selective about the things that I consume, food, media, etc. I'm able to perceive a lot more energetically. I'm able to perceive different timelines. I'm able to perceive what it will look like if I do this versus if I do that. I'm able to perceive when I am peering into a space and time that has yet to unfold. I'm able to look into the future. I'm able to gaze into the future. And I understand as to why we have to let go of our attachments, because the attachments that we have are energetic creations. They're energetic relations, energetic bonds that tie us down to a specific track of time or a specific timeline. But the things that we want, the things that we envision, require us to jump into a new embodiment of self. And jumping into a new embodiment of self equals jumping into a new reality, because the energies that we embody internally project into our reality. So if we're embodying new energies internally, we're creating a new reality. So I understand as to why we have to let go of attachments in order to allow ourselves to embody new energies, allow ourselves to create new bonds, allow ourselves to be free of the anchors of the old creations, the old energetic creations that kept us stagnant. Your environment and the things that you encounter in your daily life are giving you signs as to the track of time that you're on, are giving you signs as to what's to come in your future if you continue to embody the energies that you embody, if you continue to perpetuate the energy creations that you've perpetuated in your etheric aura, in your geometric creations, geometric constructions that encircle your physical body. Etherically, if you continue to perpetuate these energetic creations of yours, as well as these embodiments, energetic embodiments, the clues and hints and synchronicities and things that you encounter in your daily life are foretelling on what's to come in your future. Every moment we're either evolving or devolving. These energies that we embody are meant to flow through us. These energies we embody are meant to flow through us. They're meant to assist us in creation, assist us in evolution, assist us in learning more about self, and then flow through us. The longer energies remain stagnant within us, the longer we are not allowing ourselves to evolve. We create our lives through our consciousness. Our consciousness is physics. The creation of our lives is physics. We can control the creation of our lives through our consciousness. How do we do that? Through our vibrations, through the vibrations of our thoughts, through the energetic frequency of our being. So the faster our being is vibrating, or the more high vibrational our being is, the higher our consciousness is. The higher our consciousness is, the greater the scope of perception of our creation. So we're able to see the inner workings of our creations. We're able to perceive the wisdom of the history of our souls, our creator souls, our infinite creator souls, our God, Goddess essence. So we're able to glean the knowledge of how to, we already know, but we're able to glean once again how to and implement this how to into our daily lives in order to create our lives consciously as the infinite creators having a human experience that we are. As we begin to come into alignment with self, we begin to activate the soul fragments of self that were dormant within. We begin to activate these elements of self within our DNA that were dormant within, the history of our soul that lay dormant within a while back. Source, God, Spirit, the elements, the divine aspects of self, of the one, pointed out to me, like it was a message. It was child of the sun. It was children of the sun. It was a message that children of the sun were coming to earth, to help change earth, to help shift earth. The children of the sun. Myself, like my mind was in a different place. So I was thinking, my mind was in a fog. So I was thinking that I was fixated on having children. Like I was fixated on that dream, that fantasy of having children, that dream of having children. So I was thinking that children of the sun meant that I was going to birth a child of the sun, which still may be the case, as below, so above. I am a child of the sun. I am a child of the sun. My soul has spent many lifetime, many experiences, many ages dwelling as a being on my soul. A part of my soul is a fragment of the energy of the sun, Alcyon, and the Pleiades star cluster. My soul, a fragment of my soul, derives from Alcyon, the sun of the Pleiades star cluster. We are one. Everything in existence is one. Everything in existence also serves a unique purpose. Everything in existence also serves a unique purpose. My purpose, one of my purposes, is to retrieve my soul fragments, to activate my soul fragments, my soul essences. And as I activate my soul essences, as my soul essences derive from the energy of all of creation, all of infinite creation, as I activate my soul's essence, I shine my light. As I shine my light, the sun mirrors my activation. The sun mirrors the light that I shine with solar flares, the solar energy that the sun shines is assisting with the shift of planet Earth and the people of planet Earth and the beings of planet Earth into the fifth dimension, into higher consciousness, into higher consciousness, into higher consciousness. As I retrieve and activate my soul essences, I am elevating in consciousness. The sun is mimicking me shining my light through solar flares. These solar flares, as they hit the earth, they assist with the beings of planet Earth in raising their consciousness. They assist with the shift of planet Earth. I was running for myself. I'm the one that was assigned this job. my soul took on this job. My soul said, what is there to be done? I'm trying to do it all. And that's really funny because that's how I am personality wise. That's how I was personality wise. That's how I am personality wise. Like, what is there to do? I'm trying to do it all. My soul said, what is there to do? I'm trying to do it all. This job is mine and mine only. And I was running from myself. And that's why there was such an energetic push. It appeared to be options of what I could do with my life, but there weren't any options. Everything was leading to this moment right now. Everything was leading to this time and space right now. There were no options. It was always this. It was always this. This all plays into the death and rebirth process, the cycles of nature. This all plays into the cycles of nature. There has been a new cycle that has begun that correlates between the sun, Alcyon of the Pleiades star cluster, and planet Earth. This time, the space and time marks a beginning of a new cycle between a relation between the sun of Alcyon of the Pleiades star clusters and planet Earth. This new cycle, whenever there is a new cycle of nature, a new cycle of beingness when it comes to the different planetary bodies, the different energies in our space of what is, whenever there's a new cycle in those different planetary bodies and those different energies, if your soul derives from those different, if you have pieces of your soul that derive from those different planetary systems or the different energy bodies, you will be activated in that energy. Whenever there is a new cycle in a planetary body or an energy that is related to you, related to your soul essence, you will be activated in that energy. Humanity, we have an obsession with aesthetics. We have an obsession with what it looks like versus what it is, versus is it right for me, versus is it in alignment with my soul self, versus is it in alignment with my truth? Is it in alignment with my truth? Just as it is necessary for each individual divine human to still incorporate facets of darkness, incorporate elements of darkness, it's necessary for some human beings on planet Earth to hold the divine plan of alchemization by living and being in the darkness, living and being seemingly disconnected to their divinity. I am a divine human. I am activated in my divinity. I am fully activated in my divinity, but I am also part human. I am also facets of the darkness, which is necessary for the alchemization of who I am as a divine human being. So it is not only expected, but it is necessary for me to stray away from my divine alignment. But in the times when I stray away from my divine alignment, soul self, divine self, please guide me back into alignment with ease and grace. The times that I misalign with my divinity, my soul self, my God self, my goddess self, please align me with my divinity, realign me with my divinity with ease and grace. And so it is. Thank you. During this time of great evolution for humanity and Mother Gaia, planet Earth, it is pertinent that we are not only patient with ourselves, but extend this patience and grace to every other human being. It is pertinent that we are not only patient with ourselves, but we extend this patience and grace to every other human being. We are embarking upon massive shift, biological shift. DNA shift, cellular shift, energetic shift as a collective, as individuals, as a collective. So the grace and compassion have to be front and center, have to be first, has to be first. This journey of reactivating myself, reactivating my divinity, reactivating my soul and my human vessel has been a journey that required grave strength, a journey that required all of my heart, a journey that required push of the universe, literally push of universal forces, backing of universal forces. This journey is not easy. It is not easy, so let's love ourselves and love on each other. This shit isn't easy. Let's love on ourselves and love each other. Love on ourselves and love each other. Humanity, we seek conformity because anything outside of conformity makes us lose our sense of feeling like we're in control. Makes us lose our sense of control when we are exposed to things that are outside of conformity. It strikes fear within us because we feel like we're losing control. The greatest control that we can wield is our divinity. The greatest control that we can wield is our divinity. The visions that supersede this lifetime lie within our hearts, within our divinity, our sacred heart space within where our divinity lies. And when we allow ourselves to be guided by our divinity, our sacred heart space, versus the rules and lay of the land, we open ourselves up to abundance and fulfillment that supersedes this one lifetime, that supersedes this planet altogether, that supersedes the human experience, the earth experience altogether, thousands of years. And so it is, and so it shall be. Subconsciously, I was pushing kingdom things. I was producing kingdom things at an energetic energy of needing validation. So I was doing kingdom things for the gram. My soul was speaking to me. I was literally being activated in my divinity and my soul's purpose. And I had an underlying energy, an underlying intention that I created, that I attached to kingdom things, to this podcast, to this process, doing it for the gram. Oh, revelation, celebration, all in one. Yes, I am an infinite creator, God essence that came to this planet to play the game, to play the earth game, to have the earth experience, to grow, learn, love, and expand. I also came, a part of the game, a part of what I signed up for when they had sign-ups for the earth experience. What part you want to play? I took about 20 things on the list. One of my purposes is to help shift the frequency of the planet, to help raise the consciousness of humanity. Say that to say, even with me being activated in my divinity and assisting others with becoming activated in their truth, as I emanate my truth, I will always be a work in progress. This earth experience will always be a schoolhouse. It's always going to be a schoolhouse. But God, source self, soul self, please let my path, let my lessons be graceful and easy. Put them on me with ease. Graceful and easy. Graceful and easy. Graceful and easy. And so it is. Thank you. Even with being aligned with your divinity, activating your soul, activating your divinity, there's a misconception that all we will attract to ourselves is of the light. This is wrong. We will also be mirrored the darkness that we still have inside of us, as this darkness inside of us is necessary to keep us anchored on the planet Earth and not float into thin space. So like it's not only going to be butterflies and fairy tales. We're going to have to confront the darkness that's in us, external to us. Knowing that our peace is just a drop away into the heart. Our peace is just a drop away into the heart. As we are being triggered in this world at this time, as we are being triggered immensely in this world at this time, God's trying to get us to see that all there really is love. All there really is love. Because if you can have two people or multiple people in the same situation and have people have different reactions, what does that tell you? All of this shit is fake. All this shit is an illusion. All of this shit is perspective, perception. That's all it is. The only real thing is unconditional love. The love of God that's in your heart. Drop into your hearts. I am facing the same things, the same energies. I'm facing the same energies, the same patterns that had my soul, my light dimmed. I'm facing the same patterns that had me running from myself. I'm facing the same patterns that had me running from myself. I'm facing the same patterns that had me running from myself. And I'm able to see through the patterns. I'm able to see the patterns. I'm able to drop into my heart and know that I am, and be above the patterns, the illusions. And I'm able to hold on to my soul. Like I could give in and say, okay, let me concede and just fall back into the pattern. But no, I'm going to hold on to my soul. You can't have my soul. And this is exactly why humanity had to go through everything humanity went through, all of the darkness, so that when we come out into the light and step into our divinity, we're not going to let our divinity go. We're not going to let our divinity go. That's our divinity will be first. Our divinity will be first over the worldly things. As humanity is activated in its divinity, our divinity will be first above worldly things. I just want to congratulate myself. I just want to congratulate myself. Pat on the back, hugs and kisses. I am powerful. Like, I'm a boss. I play to be meek and feeble to fit into this world. I'm a boss and I'm strength. I am strength and I'm a boss. Like, I was playing with myself, and my soul kept on saying, stop playing with me. Stop playing with yourself. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? My soul's like, you're getting on my nerves. You're annoying. Like, you're acting like you don't know. You're acting like you don't know. You're acting like you aren't, who you are. I'm powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I just got to drop into my heart and just follow my heart's guidance, because I could fall into old karmic ways and do some things, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to drop into my heart. I want to be love, follow God's plan, follow God's plan. The grand design. My soul, divine aspects of self asked me a while back, because we have a choice. We can, once we activate our divinity, it's recorded into the crystalline grid of the earth, of the planet. So our jobs are really done. Once we activate our divinity, it's recorded in the crystalline grid of Mother Gaia in the history of the earth. So whether we're here or not, we're going to make a difference. Whether we're physically here in our bodies or not, whether our souls are physically here in our body or not, we're going to make a difference. So I had a choice, once you activate your divinity, you have the choice to leave. You have the choice to transcend. We call it dying. You have the choice to transcend. But I chose to stay. I chose to stay. Spirit's because this is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Walking in your divinity in the darkness, it's a lot. Walking in your divinity in the darkness is a lot. It's a very warrior-like. You have to embody your warrior energy to walk in your divinity in the darkness where people can't see themselves. You have to be a warrior to walk in your divinity, to walk in your goddess essence in places and spaces where people can't see that they're gods and goddesses, where people can't see that there's more than what they've been taught reality is. You have to be a warrior to do this. And I was asked, after you activate your divinity, that's all you really need to do. That's you did your job. You can transcend, you can die, you can leave. On to the next. And I'm like, but I chose to stay because I want to write a story. I want to write a story. I want to write a story. I want to write a story about love. I want to write a story about love, about creating from love, unconditional love, from this God love. I want to write a story about creating from God's love, from love of self, unconditional love. So that's why I'm staying. That's why I'm staying. That's why I'm staying. Being a warrior of the light, staying and being a warrior of the light feels very self-sacrificing. But self-sacrificing is not being true to your truest truth, not being true to your core, not being true to your divinity in order to conform to the patterns of this world. Following your soul's nudges, whether that puts you in the line of fire or not, that's not self-sacrificing. That's being in alignment. That's being in alignment. That's being in alignment. So my source aspect of self, my truth, guided me to understand why I was seated in my heart with a vision to build a family. And I said this in a previous podcast installment. I think it's a couple podcasts back. I'm not sure. But I said that I had it seated in my heart to build this family, this bond. And I'm realizing that this family that I want to create, it symbolizes the family, the unity, the oneness of our energies when we are in energy form, when we are in the divine realms, when we are of the essence of our truth of God. We are a part of a oneness, a support system. Yes, you're yourself, you're authentic in and of yourself, but you are supported, you are loved, you are never alone. You are a part of a bond that's infinite. And I was seated in my heart as a young child to have a family that, a loving family that lasted the test of time. And God got me to understand, as I am interacting and around my own family that is still in separation consciousness. So they haven't awakened to their divinity fully. And that's okay. Everyone has their own process, their own journey. They're playing their role in God's divine alchemy plan. So it's cool, it's okay, but it still hurts. I have to stop trying to be so hard and act like things don't rock me. Things don't move me. It hurts. It hurts. And God showed me what it is. It is the separation that our souls feel when we separate from the divine realms, from the God essence. That's the same birthing pain that we feel. It hurts. And we spend our lifetimes trying to find that oneness that we have when we are embodying our divinity. So the vision that God seated in my heart for a family that is bonded and loving is a God vision. It is a God vision. So humans don't experience that energy of separation. So humans don't experience that energy of separation. I've had to go through breaking and clearing and healing ancestral wounds to step into my divinity in order to be able to birth a family that is in its divinity, so that we don't feel that separation from God. As we know, we are goddesses having a human experience, so we don't feel that separation, and that so that we are able to grow and build and love past any challenges that might face us as a family, as human beings having a human experience, as divine energies having a human experience, having a divine human experience. Separation is painful. Separation is painful. Separation is painful. Correction. The illusion of separation is painful. It's all an illusion. We are divinity. We are gods and goddesses having a human experience, whether we allow ourselves to be so or not. We are cloaked with the illusions. So in the cloak of illusion is just our consciousness. Our bodies are resonating at such low vibrations that our consciousness can't register with our divinity, with our souls. So it seems like there's a separation, but it's an illusion because we're never really separated from our divinity. I'm gonna let you know that I allow myself to raise my vibrations by following my intuitive nudges on what I should eat. I don't watch movies. I don't watch shows, really. I do listen to some like audiobooks on like the stuff that I'm guided to. I do listen to self-growth stuff, spirituality stuff. But to allow my vibrations to rise, and as my vibrations have risen, I'm able to, that's how I was able to register and communicate with my divine essence, my divinity, my goddess self. That's how I was able to reactivate my goddess self as my vibrations rise, my body's vibrations rise, my energy's vibrations rise. Our bodies are our energy. My energy rises, my consciousness rose, and I'm able to perceive different aspects of reality that weren't perceivable when my body was resonating at a lower vibration. So I'm able to perceive new levels of reality, new levels of consciousness, new levels of perspective, now that my body is resonating at a higher frequency. So even though other people, we are one, even when myself, even when I get lost in the sauce, or other people are lost in the sauce of this illusion of the density, the lower density, third density, even as myself or other people get lost in the third density, when I allow my vibrations to, when I come into balance and allow my vibrations to rise, I can perceive like the souls of the people that I communicate with come to me, and they're very much so aware of everything that's going on. They're like, they tell me what I need to know to be able to evolve on my journey. So my family, even though they might be resonating at a lower density, lower vibration, like their souls come to me and tell me what I need to know in order for me to journey on my path. So our souls are always communicating with each other. It's about allowing our vessels, our human vessels, to pick up the frequency of communication. So it's just like a radio. Like if we allow our bodies to adjust to the correct frequencies, we can perceive outside of our old perceptions. I am a light. I am a light. I shall lead the way out of the darkness. I shall lead the way out of the darkness for our generation. I drop into my heart and bring omniverse into alignment. I drop into my heart and bring omniverse into alignment. Energies that we're transcending in our bodies are not just planetary, this planet, not just earthly. These energies are going to embody energies from many embodiments across many spaces and places of the one. Be patient with yourself. Love on yourself. Love on yourself. Love on yourself. Humanities' abandonment issues. Humanities' abandonment issues are a deep-running, intergalactic running wound of the soul, of the spirit, where we faced spaces, places, and realms, planets like this experience here on planet Earth, where there was an illusion of separation from our goddess essence. There was an illusion of separation from our connection to all of creation, all of infinite creation. all of, the greatest love ever, greatest support, the greatest feeling of purpose, the greatest feeling of support, the illusion of the separation from the one or God is the cause of the abandonment issues that have affected our collective. This abandonment issue played out in my life like thick, hella thick. Played out thick. Like, my soul signed up for, played out thick. So firstly, my biological father was not present in my life. Secondly, my mother had emotional wounds herself, emotional ancestral wounds herself. So she wasn't able to be emotionally supportive because she didn't know how. And then myself, I learned, experience after experience, to abandon myself in order to abandon my truth that I am, divinity, having, an earthly or planetary realmly experience. I've learned experience after experience to abandon myself in order to conform, in order to feel safe, in order to feel like I belong, in order to feel seen. Fast forward to now, present time, what is time? Fast forward to now, I have activated my truth. I through the darkness, through the murky waters, through all of the odds, I found myself. I reconnected to my divinity. I found the goddess within through all of the odds, thankfully. And as I activated this divinity, it triggered the hell out of my mother. It triggered the hell out of my mother. And that's what sent me down the path of healing my internal abandonment issues. But it triggered the hell out of my mother to where, and all I've ever wanted to do was feel seen and validated by her, right? Because she's like the only parental figure that I had, biological parental figure that I had. So I only always wanted her to validate me, validate me for who I am, validate my truth. Now, when I activate my truth and she is triggered and she is frightful and she is angry and she is rageful, understandingly, because that's what light does. When you forget who you are, and then you start to be reminded of who you are, it's triggering. It triggers all of the emotions inside of you that you ran for millennia, for experiences. So when I triggered her, it made me reject myself. It made me reject myself once again. Like, okay, maybe I should just conform. Maybe but I know on the soul level, I know that's not an option. So I went within, dropped into my heart, and was guided by my soul to understand that this abandonment issue is so deep running for myself, because every experience that I had was many experiences that I had, I forgot the essence of who I was. Next to all of the experiences that I had, of the infinite experiences, I forgot the essence of who I was, and I was always seeking for myself in whatever environment that I was. I was always seeking for myself external to myself, when I am the unconditional love. And I found it, and I know that I'm unconditional love, but I didn't allow myself to open my heart to myself because I was so used to invalidating myself. I was so used to not feeling loved. I was so used to being cut off, illusionarily cut off from love, that I couldn't open my heart to myself. So now I open my heart to me, and I open my heart to you, And I open my heart to all of creation. Gang, gang. And let me not lie to myself. I'm still feel fearful. I'm still fearful to open my heart. I'm fearful because I don't want to hurt. I don't want to hurt. I'm still fearful to open my heart. But I have no other option, because that's where life is. That's where I am. That's where unconditional love is. That's where our divinity is in our hearts. So I have no option. So excuse me as I drop it to my heart. To my heart. We spend much of our lives in anticipation. We spend most of our lives in anticipation versus being one with the moment, and understanding the moment is one with us. We are not separate from the moment, and the moment isn't separate from us. And every moment is an extension of everything that we are. Everything in every moment is an extension of everything that we are. With knowing this, we can, in every moment, we can be an extension of what we want our moments to look like. And reversely, every moment that we are in will reflect our desired creation. If we spend every moment being the reflection of what we want our moments to look like, then we create the moments of our desires. We have to trust ourselves when the divine aspects of self, the spirit aspects of self, tell us we are ready for elevation with ease and grace. Elevation with ease and grace. And so it is, and so it shall be. The message in regards to living in the 0 point, is a channeled message from Zeta Reticuli. Thank you, Zeta Reticuli.